Hello everyone, and welcome to another Innistrad Midnight Hunt draft. This time it is Premier draft, and there is a pretty good rare here. Sarith, the Viper's Fang, is miles better than your regular common 4-drops, so this will be the pick here. I do like the uncommons here somewhat, but they just are not as good as the rare. The best common is still the Defenestrate, even though the one for one removal isn't the greatest in this format. It's still useful getting rid of many potentially problematic creatures. But yep, let's take the Sarith here. Not really much of a decision here. There are other green uncommons, but they are just inferior to the rare here, and the Blood Thief is really not the kind of card I would even be that happy first picking. I would take the Defenestrate over the Blood Thief, pack one, pick one easily. Alright, someone took the rare. There's only one green card. It is a playable green card, but should I figure out something else here? And I'm going to on purpose ignore the red-green. If you watched my previous draft, it was a red-green. Had some good werewolves payoffs, but still got beaten pretty easily by the opposition, so I don't. At least if I can ignore the color combination, I will do so for now. Here, I don't like the Candle Trap. I do like the Chaplain of Arms better, and I don't think there's anything wrong with the white-green archetype. I could take the Chaplain here, or I could really go deep with the Ominous Roost here. Try to get the blue-green kind of graveyard-focused deck. I don't like the Shifters when I'm playing green, because green doesn't have anything that gives this thing counter. I'll take the Chaplain of Arms here. I think it's the best white card here. So let's take it. And quite decent card. All in all. Alright, so here only one white card, not a great one that so it's not going to be a white pick here. I have some decent options for green, and the best card in the pack most likely is the Nebelgast Intruder. I could still go white and blue here if that happens to be open. Of course, based on this pack there's a lot of green, but this is only a pack where two cards have been picked, the rare and one of the commons, so I don't really know. Maybe the rare wasn't, I mean, it could have been green, for example, and so on. It's too early to tell what's open here. Anyway, I think I would pick maybe the Shadow Beast Sighting out of these cards if I want to take the green, and then the other option is the Nebelgast Intruder. I think the Intruder is quite good, and maybe I should pick it here. Although I want to play the Sarith, fine, okay, let's take the green card here, because the rare is so strong, and now I'm getting past the Blade Stitched Scarp, easily a first pickable card in the format. There's also a Defenestrate and Olivia's Midnight Ambush here. So, what happened? What just happened here? So white, still only Ritual Guardian, just like in the last pack. But now this time the green cards are not good. So I'm not taking that. Midnight Ambush or Defenestrate. Both have their uses. Maybe this is slightly better, but I'm not sure actually. This costing only 2 is sometimes quite relevant. It seems black is open. I should take a black card. If it's green-black, then it is not necessarily the best color combination, but I'll take the Defenestrate now and let's see what happens in the following packs. Okay, so green. Sorry, the black is definitely open. What's this thing? Cold Colors Harvest. So it makes Decayed Zombies, number of creature cards in your graveyard, half only. Okay, it has a flashback, so this can create a lot of those Decayed Zombies if you have some self-mill thing going on. So, for example, if I pick the Eccentric Farmer, which is quite decent in any kind of a graveyard-centric deck, this could be an interesting one. I don't like the Heirloom Mirror. I tried it in one draft. It wasn't just that great. I think this is nice and all, but I'm not sure how much of self-mill I'm gonna get. The Hobbling Zombie is just too good to ignore. It's a 3-mana 2/2 Death Touch that gives you Decayed Zombie. It's just such a sweet combination of, stats and mana cost and the extra ability with the Decayed Zombies. So I'll just take that. Maybe I could have tried the rare, but oh well. Turn the Earth. Yeah, this is pretty hardcore. There's a Play with Fire. But I'm not taking a red card here. I'll just take the Bird Admirer. Nice defensive card. I should ignore the chop line of almost right now. Alright, so there are some decent black here. Not green though. I got these green cards and now I'm not seeing any, but maybe this pack just didn't have a lot of green in it. Now this is a best of one draft, so there's no sideboard considerations at all. This thing, it is a 5 mana 3/4 flyer. The stats are kinda okay, and sometimes you make the opponent discard a card. Maybe it's worth it. The crawl from the cellar is really decent. I have only one zombie though. The Shady Traveler is okay. Maybe I'll take the uncommon here. A 3-power flyer with 4 toughness. It's actually quite decent already. Alright, so here, yeah, I would take Plummet, of course, if this was a best of 3 draft. It's not. Now this is for the self-mill strategy. Tapping at the window would be a playable card. If I knew that the rare would come back to me, for instance. Currently I have 4 creatures. I could take the Mind of the Old Ways. It's just a pretty random thing to be having. I think I'll still take it. I don't like the tapping at the window that much. Okay, I really need 2 drops. I actually had no 2-drop creatures at all at this point, and I'm happy to take the Pestilent Wolf here for that purpose, and then I get these cards I'm not particularly interested in. Who knows, maybe I still am green-blue and I use Ominous Roost for some purpose. Let's take that. Bounding Wolf versus cards I don't care about, so let's take the Wolf. It is at least playable. Okay, here, pay 2. It's kind of possible I would be green-blue, so given all the cards, all the blue cards I'm getting past here, I think I like the 2-drop most here, but that can be, I mean, I might be wrong there. Alright, it's time to take a mythic rare. I have 2 of these guys already, but this is part of my set completion series, and I haven't actually found a lot of rares, mythic rares in the drafts. I have played before this draft 15 drafts, and in those 15 drafts I have of course opened 45 packs, and I have only found 6 mythic rares, because I have and that's included the mythic rares that I may have been passed, so that's a really low amount. I'll take this just to make my set completion faster. What would I take here if the white card wasn't here? Actually a fairly weak pack, and I would just take the 2-drop here, which has a chance to come back to me at pick number 9 actually, so I might not lose much by picking the mythic rare here now. I don't think I'm gonna get white enough to make it green-white after all, but something to keep in mind, I have only 3 black cards. I could still be green and something else, with something else than black. Well, now here is another Sharit. It is legendary, but who cares? This is the first creature the opponent usually can kill, so they will use the removal on this. If I happen to have another one in my hand while this is on the battlefield, that's still a pretty good situation to be in, so it's very easy Sharit in here. And now there's a Moonrage's Slash and some nice cards for other drafters, but I'm very happy to pick that rare in here. Okay, I could. Now, there's actually not a lot of black here. It seems to be cut from this direction, but there's no blue or white. Well, there is a Lunarch Veteran here, but I have only 2 white cards in here. I don't really know. I mean, I could keep in mind that I can switch the colors, but so far I don't really see a reason. Plus the black cards I have are actually quite interesting. I'll take the Evolving Wild, it's a safe pick here. 3 mana fixing, why not? Champion of the Perished. Huh. Right. Well, the thing is, this is not so good when you don't have a lot of zombies. It can be just a 1 mana 1/1. It does work with Decayed zombies. It will trigger from them, of course. But green has no zombies at all. I think it's gonna be Eccentric Farmer or the Bird Admirer. Which one do I want to have? Which is more interesting here? I do like the defensive card here though, but I like the extra land. Maybe I can mill something, but I don't know. I still feel like I'll just take the Bird Admirer. I think it's such a nice 3-drop when you are... And this archetype should be mostly like a bit more long game focused archetype. Of course I would need some card advantage for that, because there are some decks that have a extremely powerful late game, so if I only have 1-for-1 cards, that's not gonna bode well for me. Anyway, what do I take here? Maybe an eccentric farmer now, although I have a lot of 3 mana cards now. Maybe I'll take the Tireless Holder, something to finish the games with. Fine, let's take it. This is mostly a green deck, I do realize that. Now there's a Root Coil Creeper, so I don't care about the Amalgam that much. Gale Drifter, Bait Hook, Angler. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll just take the Evolving Wilds here. There's just no black coming to my direction. If I had more blue here in this pack too, maybe I would have picked some of those and I would now take the Root Coil Creeper and be happy about it, but I think I'm going to stick green and black here now. Yeah, there's just no no black being passed this direction. Another one of those pretty awkward drafts, and there's a Bounding Wolf. I guess I'll take that because it's the only thing that goes to my colors. At least I got a Pestilent Wolf. I need still a lot more 2-drops. I would like to have a Silver Bolt too, but I need a 2-drop, so let's take that. Okay, I got the Timberland Guide, so this was the pack from which I took the Mythic Rare, and this was my other option. I guess the Blade Brand wouldn't be completely unplayable, but so I could have taken from this pack the Timberland Guide and then the Blade Brand, but whatever. I got the Mythic Rare and then I got the 2-drop still. I'm happy about that. Let's take another Bird Admirer and Hall of the Hunt. Sure, this is like a mono green deck. Snarling Wolf. I just don't like it. 1 mana, 1/1. Alright, so let's see if the pack 3 can give me some more like Defenestrate or the Olivia's Midnight Ambush, or then the thing that, well, for example, Infernal Grasp. Exactly the kind of efficient removal I want to have here. Now this thing is interesting, but of course requires red mana, so I'm not picking that one here now. So I'll take the high quality removal spell. I'm very happy to first pick this card. It's definitely first pickable. Some nice blue here, and the Root Coil Creeper. So if I was green blue, I would take an Organ Hoarder now and maybe get this thing back. But oh well. Oh well, oh well. Diagraph Horde. I quite like it. There's a nice red card, another nice red removal. But yeah, Diagraph Horde is really decent here. I'll take it. The fact it exiles 2 targets from graveyards is often relevant. And the 2/2/2s, even if I don't have any other use for them than just attacking, it's getting 2 of them is still quite nice. Okay, and now there's an Olivia's Midnight Ambush. I also would have been happy to take the 2-drop, but who knows, maybe I'll get it back at pick number 11. But anyway, the removal spell is my choice here. And now I get a good 2-drop, the Outland Liberator. I would like to have the Hobbling Zombie, although with the amount of 3-drops I have, it's not really necessary curve-wise, although it is better than my other. Oh, I just realized there's an Ecstatic Awakener here too, which is really, really good, but the thing is, I'm not sure if it's that good for this deck, because I don't have that much fodder to feed to it. It's not so good. I don't have that many early Decayed Zombies, so I think I have to pass it, but it's a really good black common. And this is just, I still need 2-drops, and this is a way to get rid of some artifacts or enchantments too, so I think I'll take the 2-drop here, but the Ecstatic Awakener, it's a really decent option too. Alright, I think the Duel for Dominance might be the choice here, over something like a Dryad's Revival. Now this does give you some late game, you know, longevity for your deck. I don't like the Celestus much at all, but it's so slow. 3 and then 5, it's really, really expensive just to get 1 card back. Yeah, I'll take the Duel for Dominance here. And guess this pack. Oh wow, the good blue stuff comes here now. I don't need this kind of mana fixing. I have 2 Evolving Wilds here, so definitely not. So I just take 20 gems here. I don't like the Snarling Wolves, and I already have one of them. So let's take the... I mean, technically this is a splashable card if I really want to. But do I want to? It's a 5 mana do nothing, then you start drawing cards. Okay, it's something to keep in mind. Here I don't care about much. Let's take the uncommon. Should I splash for that thing? I don't know. Okay, I'll take the Crawl from the cellar. This is decent. Even if you don't have a zombie always, and this deck definitely won't always have, it's at least cheaper way to get cards back from your graveyard than the green uncommon that returns any cards. Alright, so the Creeper is here still. This could have been a pretty nice blue-green deck, but I got some nice removal for black in this packs too, so I'm not that sad about it. Mysterious Tome. I could splash for blue, but I don't think I want to do that. I'll just take 20 gems here and just ignore the blue business, maybe. Sure. Okay. Alright, so that's 40 cards. I mean 40 with 17 lands, that is 40 cards. I don't think the sideboard has anything unless I really want to splash for this thing, which I don't think I want to do. I have a Jack-o'-lantern here too, with the double Evolving Wilds. I could splash for this thing, but I don't think that's quite that good. Yeah, kinda sad that I didn't get the Root Coil. I mean the green-blue archetype here, because I got past a couple of these cards in the draft. Yeah, I guess I could have made the move to blue in pack 1 after picking some of this blue stuff very late. But now it's too late. So let's see, this would be the card kind of distribution so far. So 3 4-mana cards, 3 5-mana cards. Howl of the Hunt, couple of Bounding Wolves, which I don't like too much, but then again, they are not that bad because I have some werewolves in the deck. That's a total of 5, yep, 1 2-drop, and 3 3-drops, and then the Tireless Hauler at 5. So these can help me get the night stuff happening. How many 2-drops that's actually? I can count them 2-mana removal as 2-drops because, like maybe you have heard me say this before, but the point is that when you miss your 2-drop and the opponent doesn't miss their 2-drop, that's the bad situation to be in. So if you have removal and the opponent misses their 2-drop, you won't get to use your removal, but then again the tempo is even anyway. Of course, it's not great to use something like an Infernal Grasp on the opposing 2-drop, but sometimes you just have to do it, and you at least want to have the option. So I can count the creatures and the removal spells and that don't require other creatures, such as the Duel for Dominance, as 2-drops. So anyway, and of course the Pump spell doesn't qualify as a actual 2-drop in this sense. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are basically 6 spells that can do something on turn 2 here in this deck. That's like maybe the lowest amount I'm somewhat happy with, but it's okay. Now I don't need all these 3-mana cards, especially the Bounding Wolves, which are the weakest ones. But given that I have 3 5-mana cards, I don't think I want to splash for the Curse of Surveillance. I mean, drawing cards is great, and if the game goes late, it would be fantastic. This is also one of the scenarios where this would be a nicer card to have in your sideboard in best of 3 draft. Because there could be matchups where you know that you will have time to deploy this kind of card and start getting the value from it over several turns. But in a best of 1, when you have only that one shot, I don't necessarily want to have this kind of a slow card in the deck. Now I have ways to win with the Sarits. This can, basically the tapped creatures, so basically attacking creatures will have death touch, so it's not going to be hard to push through here. I have defensive capabilities. I have still a reasonable mana curve, although it's a bit odd shaped. I would prefer maybe the Bounding Wolves if they were some higher quality 4-mana cards, but you can't get it always the way you want to. I don't think there's anything bad in this deck, so... And the Might of the Old Ways, it can still draw a card. I like when it draws a card. I'll have it here. It should be able to draw a card, sometimes at least. And Crawl from the Cellar, Raise Dead with Flashback. Sometimes you get some counters from it. It's fine. Yeah, I'm not splashing here. I don't really like splashing in general because it makes your mana more less consistent. But with Evolving Wilds and the Jack-o'-lantern, and with double evolving wilds and a jack-o'-lantern, it would be possible to do that, make a splash. But I don't think the Curse of Surveillance is enough for that. So this is the deck. I'll still play 17 lands here, and I'll just have a lot more green cards, but I have some early black. So I think I'm gonna choose the 15 basics I will add here. They're going to be like at least 8 forests, of course, but how about 6 swamps with the evolving wild? So that's still 8 ways to get the black. I don't have double caster blacks. Yeah, this is it. So 9 forest, and let's have the zombie fellas here. 6 of these swamps. It's still nice mana. Mana base. I should have always the green available with 11 lands that can get me green, and still 6 swamps plus the evolving wilds. I have a couple of green double casters, so when I have 2 green available, then I can start fetching swamps if I need to. And of course, sometimes I will fetch a swamp even if I don't have the double green, because it's fairly easy to draw the second forest at some point anyway. So this is the deck. Okay, I'm on the play, only one. Ah man, look at this. 2 5-drops out of my 3 in the deck. One of the 3 4-drops. So out of the 6 4 and 5-drops, I have half of them in the starting hand here with only 2 lands. The Might of the Old Ways won't be doing a whole lot here. The Sarith is so good that I'm kind of thinking about keeping it, but problem is if I don't draw the 4th and 5th land anytime soon, this will be pretty miserable. Yeah, and I don't have anything to cast unless I draw the 3rd one, and if I don't draw a land in next 2 draw steps, I'm actually going to miss a land drop because I'm on the play, so I have to mulligan this hand. And well, this thing can play some spells. I'm just thinking about what card to not keep in here, because I have to of course lose one of these. I wouldn't want to lose the Defenestrate, but I like the Bird Admirer Bounding Wolf combination too. That said, the 3-2 maybe isn't just that great, so and I want to have the 4-4 instead, so I'm gonna lose the Bounding Wolf here. Okay, that can work with the Admirer if the opponent doesn't have removal. Of course, if they have... Okay, I'm playing against blue-black, so they will have interaction. Those colors don't really lack interaction. The good news is I can block that thing with the reach guys, and I even drew another one, so even if they kill this, I can deploy a second copy of that. So if they have like a land defenestrate, that would do the trick. But there are other options too, of course. Coldest Procession. So once per turn, when one or more non-token creatures die, they get a decayed zombie. Alright. I got a land here. This is good. I'm just raising here, perhaps. Do I want to raise though? I'll deal 2, they deal... I mean, I'll deal 1, they deal 2. Fine, it's okay. Because I'm of course playing the 4 mana card, not the 3 mana card here. But I feel like against blue-black, because they have such a powerful late game, and the way to win that deck is to try to win quickly. Because usually they will have a lot of card advantage in terms of disturb creatures, and of course blue has a lot of even commons that, you know, give more cards for that one. They spend 1 card and they will end up having more cards. So, and my deck doesn't have a lot of that stuff, so that's why I took this kind of raising approach here, even though I lost more life than the opponent. Hobbling Zombie has death touch, so... So they block with this thing. They get 2 decayed zombies here. I don't have to attack. Now there is an option to just kill this thing too. They still get 2 decayed zombies. They can attack for 6 unless they want to save the zombies for something. I can still leave this as a blocker too. I cannot double spell. I have a land drop here, but I have all cards costing 3 here, so only 1 spell will be played here. I really didn't want to see this particular card. It's one of the few cards that can deal with this barring removal, of course. Defenestrate on that thing is really... I guess I'll just save my defenestrate. It's not really... I mean, it's sad that they have this, but and they also net those, you know, decayed zombies, but it is what it is. Hopefully they don't have a lot more of those. I have a couple of instant speed effects, so I might be able to make it a night without really that hurting me, unless I draw something I would want to cast instead. Vivisection, so they draw cards. Now this is what I was talking about. I need... Well, these guys can't block though. They will have the late game nicely. I can untap these guys, but it's pretty risky though. Definitely won't be playing this thing into open mana. So I should attack with one, leave the other one to block. Okay, fine. I'll do it like that. And it becomes night now. They can easily double spell though, so this might be very small amount of time when these things are bigger. But let's see if they kill the Wing Shredder with something. Then maybe I can Howl of the Hunt the other one, because they would need to have specifically 2 interactive spells, which they can have. They just drew 3 cards here, but I have to do something. I'm not going to win their hand of 6 cards, given what I have here. So I have to try to kind of, let's say this way, if they have like 3 interactive spells like removal and stuff, and they have stuff like Organ Hoarder, I'm not gonna win. So my chance to, I have to play in a way that if they don't have the cards to beat me, I will need to play in a way that actually allows me to win them quickly enough, because in the end they will win. Look at all this. They got 1 card in their hand. Gale Drifter went to not the sideboard, graveyard. So they are just, this is the blue-black stuff that's going on. They have infinite value. I'm happy they took the Organ Hoarder here right away, so I might... Well, let's see, they have something for 2 mana locked in the cemetery. Well, now this thing actually gives vigilance, so this is fantastic. They did double spell though, but it untaps because it's a wolf or werewolf, and then it gives vigilance, so I can still continue doing, you know, stuff with it. But sadly, these things will go to the, you know, weaker mode here. But oh well. No reason to use the defenestrate here. Okay, Tiles Hauler isn't actually the worst. Isn't the worst. So no point attacking with the 1/4 here, because they have the 3/2 to block with, but I can attack with this. They have only 1 creature that can block, so they will take 3 here. And I can play my 4/5, and if I draw a land at some point, the Shadow Beast sighting will be decent. Okay, are they gonna jump block with Hoarder? Now, if they do, they can get a Decayed Zombie, but yeah, they didn't. That would have been maybe a bit premature given their life total here. So now any land except for one of my 2 Evolving Wilds will give me this Shadow Beast sighting to play. Any spell will of course be something I will be able to cast. And I still have the defenestrate here. But of course the opponent still has 5 cards, because they have cast the Vivisection and the Organ Hoarder in this game, and they will have cards for the rest of the game. Opponent won't be top decking. Now it's all about if they have the correct tools to deal with my stuff. Now they have some kind of a rare here. What is discard a card? Okay, I need to... Oh, and they get to exile... Oh man, this has... Let's read it. Oh, actually you can't see it. But I think my camera is there. So what discard a card? It's a werewolf, by the way. When it enters or attacks, exile a card from graveyard. And if it's a creature card, they get to drain. And then it's a slightly better version of the card when it's night. Well, I lost my Shadow Beast sighting. I guess it doesn't matter, because now if I draw a land, I want to use it to kill this guy. Probably. Although it's just a 3/3. Well, let's see what I draw here first. they are thinking about. They have 4 mana and 4 cards, so understandably they do have decisions to be made. They can't attack currently, but the late game still favors them, so they don't have any kind of a rush to attack me. Okay, they are really thinking about what to do here. What might that be? Kill spell, I guess. Sacrifice a creature to exile a creature. I don't know. They're highlighting their cards, so maybe is the game bugged somehow? Can't they proceed in here? Is it my priority? No, it's not my priority. At least I see their timeouts running, but this is the last timeout, so now they have to make a decision, or they will auto pass the turn here. Okay, they have it. That was the Eaten Alive. So they chose to sacrifice Organ Hoarder here, and not a Decayed Zombie. Why? They will get the Organ Hoarder back somehow. That's why. That's the only explanation. But now they have only one creature capable of blocking. And I'm going to attack with this guy, because this can connect for 3 here. Don't know why they chose. Well, maybe if they can get... I don't know. Maybe they wanted to have the token. If they sacrificed the Decayed Zombie, they would not, of course, have gotten another one. So if they have a way to... Okay, so let's see. This thing... Well, my graveyard has nothing, so they can't actually currently do anything. I'm gonna pass it. I could play the Bounding Wolf, but I actually want these cards to be bigger. Now, they can still easily double spell, but whatever. Let's make it night and see what happens. I have option to kill the Glutton, of course, by discarding the Bounding Wolf. I'm just not really happy about that line here. So they have 7 mana and still 4 cards plus the Gale Drifter in the Dreadhound. Well, that's gonna eat the Defenestrate for sure. They milled some cards, I lose some life. They didn't double spell, so my 5/7 is still good to go. Yeah, the 6/6 of course has to be killed here, so I will do that exact thing. Now, do I want to play the Bounding Wolf now? Yeah, they get Decayed Zombies. I guess I'll just play it. Whatever. They have now perfect information available. Hobbling Zombie will be decent. Now, I could attack with all of my guys. That would mean that the Bounding Wolf is gonna die. But they would take 8 instead of 5. If I can, yeah, so basically I can deal additional 3 by sacrificing the Bounding Wolf. That's the thing here. Is it worth it? Because I have the 2/2 Death Toucher here. I might find another removal spell on this thing, although it has the annoying ward of discarding a card, which I currently don't have, even if I drew my removal spell. Yeah, do I want to throw this guy away? It will also allow them to drain if they have an answer for this. Maybe I just don't. So let's attack for 5 here. They will go to 7. Then I'll play a Hobbling Zombie. And now, even though they have all these Decayed Zombies, they have only 1 blocker currently, and I have 4 attackers. But of course they will be able to fix that situation. They are hitting their land drops, which is good. That means they have only 2 cards in their hand. I mean, even 1 or both of them can be still lands, but point is they didn't have 3 spells. Component Collector, that's 1 spell. Do they have a... Yes, they do. They can play this guy. So they can tap or untap something. And now they can tap the Wing Shredder and it won't anymore untap. So this is actually very sad. Very sad situation, because they will tap my big Bird Admirer here, and it will no longer untap. Talk about an efficient component collector, that's usually not quite that good. Now there's a Might of the Old Ways that will draw me a card if I target either the 2/2 or the 3/2. If I target this thing, I will have only 3, 3, 3 and 2. That won't be giving me a card draw spell. So what happens if I attack with everyone? I think I'll see it very soon. I still don't know why they did sacrifice the Organ Hoarder. Was that a misclick of some kind? They did use a lot of time for that turn when they used the Eaten Alive. They had a Decayed Zombie to sack too. So, now they have a decent counterattack. That's something to keep in mind. When you're an aggressor and the opponent has Decayed Zombies, you don't really care about them. But then, when I tap all my team here, I have to realize that I can be facing a lot of damage. But they have only 8 power of attackers that are not able to block. Okay, they do this, which is fine for me, definitely. Oh, it kind of isn't because there's the... I can't draw a card now. But I can't really... I mean, I can save the Hobbling Zombie here. Problem is this thing will die. Yeah, that's not good. Alright, so this can trade. I get a Decayed Zombie. I would be able to draw a card. But I don't want them to start gaining life from this thing. So I'm just gonna do this. Save the Bird Admirer here. They are at 4 now. They get a Decayed Zombie. They can attack a lot. But then again, I have... they have only 1 creature capable of blocking. I have 3 attackers. Okay, that was another land. So the opponent, even though they got a lot of cards, they also got a lot of lands. That is saving me here now. They might just push for damage here, because I don't see why wouldn't they attack with all. Do they have some other way? Maybe they leave like 1 as a sacrifice food if they have more things like Eaten Alive. Although they can just hard cast this by now. But there are other things too. Anyway, I could be facing 10 damage here. That is a thing that's possible. Now, do they have a spell to play? Because if they don't have a spell to play, this will become a 3-power creature and they will actually lose. Now, if the remaining card in their hand is a land, I win. Because this won't... No, actually they can tap down something with this component collector, because it will become night and this will tap down. So I won't win, and they, for some reason, they left these 2/2s to here, even though they can't block. This was a good turn for them to make me to go to 6 life here. That would allow them to get some kind of a winning play. But they have something to sacrifice. Okay, well, I mean... But no. Well, they still could have attacked with the rest of them. Anyway, let's see what happens now. Corpse Gobble. They didn't have to do it. It's an instant. That's really interesting. Oh, this is a cool draw. Because they could have... No, they didn't want... But I don't know. Did they want it to become a... I don't get it. Why did they attack? They can... Okay, whatever. I'm not going to explain all what they could have done, but they could have done... Okay, I'll say one thing. They could have done this in response to the Decayed triggers, because it's an instant. They should have attacked with all the guys they planned to sacrifice on this. I would have taken the damage there. But they didn't want it to become a knight. But if it would have become a knight, they could have tapped something. Anyway, the Sarit is so good. Because now I can, of course, just attack with all my guys, and they will have to block with the 8/8 now. But do they? No, they can actually jump block there. This has menace, but I'm at 14. They can make another of those guys, though. Sacrifice total power of... I need actually 2 blockers, that's the thing here, because they can sacrifice this 8/8 and... No, actually they can only make it but 13/13 menace. Isn't that correct? Although if they... Well, this thing attacks for sure. Bounding Wolf attacks for sure. Then I have 2 blockers. For the big menace guy, they can sacrifice all... No, they can block with the component collector. Oh yes, and then it becomes a 2. They get a 3rd zombie, and then they can have a 14/14 menace guy. I do, in fact, need 2 blockers to block the zombie they could have. think. But I think the opponent, yeah, they should have attacked me down to lower life total. But yeah, if I attack with all these, they can block with the component collector, the 3-2, take 3 damage only. And that would mean that they go to 1. And then this dies, and they will get a 2-2. Then they sacrifice all of their guys. Or I guess they don't even have to sacrifice the 8-8. They can just sacrifice the 3 decade zombies. They get a 6-6 menace guy. And that would be 8 plus 6 menace. A power from menace guys. And I would have only 1 blocker at that point, and I would lose. So I have to leave 2 blockers here. So I guess the opponent did figure out what they need to do in here. So they block with that, and then let it die to get the goalie's possession triggered. Now they are currently actually making, I guess that's a mistake, because this counts total power, doesn't it? Yeah, they got a 5-5. But then again, they got the 2-2 here. Now, is this gonna... No, but it's still not. Well, let's see if they drew a spell, because of course if they drew a spell, I think I'm gonna lose, because now they can force me to... Well, then again... I can, by the way, untap the Bird Admirer with this thing, if I get to untap. With the Sharit. Oh, if they attack with all, I won't die. Yeah, they definitely wanted to have... I mean, can I lose 1 life somehow here? Well, yes, but how likely it is? They had an empty hand here. Because what I can do here, I can double block the 8-8, but then that would mean I will lose both of my creatures here. I'll still take 7. If they have anything that can block or kill the Bounding Wolf, that's just it. So it's really... I'm gonna take 13, and if they drew a way to deal me 1 damage and make me lose 1 life, then so be it. Because now they have to deal with the... Yeah, this is not enough for them. I can even untap, but I mean this is enough, right? It doesn't matter what I do here. Untap another target creature or land you control. Let's untap whatever. Let's do this. Okay, that was close game. I guess them drawing so many lands. And do you know what the funny part here is? Oh, I mean, I was so lucky here in this game. But the funny part here is, I mean, because I never drew the 7th land. So what I'm using here is that the Shadowbeat sighting they got to exile for free with the rare they had. Didn't bother in the end because I never got to enough mana to actually cast that. I just drew spell after spell, and that's the only way I won this game, because look at these life totals here. Close game, and I needed to get a bit lucky here. Okay, I'm again on the play, and again, man, I have 2 Evolving Wilds in my deck, and I have, oh, look at this. This is 3 swamps, so my deck has 9 forests, 2 Evolving Wilds, 6 swamps, and this is 3 swamps, I mean. 3 swamps from the 6, and I have 11 cards that can get me the green mana. So imagine if one of the swamps was a forest or the Evolving Wilds. Fantastic hand. Outland Liberator into Bird Admirer into some nice removal here. Would be amazing hand. But now I'm at 11 outs to draw a green producing land. Or a land that can get me green producing land. It's 1 in 3. I have the Infernal Grasp to find some time. Fine, I'll keep it, but really, this was a low chance to happen. 6 swamps in the deck, 3 lands, all swamps, 11 other lands. Okay. Everything is fine now, but this could have been easily just a lost game. I'm very happy I can play an actual game of Magic here, unless I start flooding out like crazy, but this swamp was really lucky. It was 1 out of 3, so it's not, I mean, 1 out of 3 isn't that small of a chance, but it still is something that could have. Could have failed me for several turns in a row. Alright, so now I have a decision point here with the Infernal Grasp and Root Coil. This is a really nice card, but I think I'll just offer the trade here. I don't mind if they do trade here. And then I have the Bird Admirer, which is better for my mana anyway. But of course they have a mana producing 2-drop here, so that's a fantastic 2-drop for them. So now, imagine if I didn't draw the forest here and they had this Root Coil Creeper start. That would almost be kind of game over. And they have a third color, then again this thing adds any, and they have an Organ Hoarder, so yep. Nice turn 3 play. Crawl from the cellar. Don't have any zombies yet. I might still offer the trade. Should I? Because I can just get the Liberator back and play the Bird Admirer. I think I'll do. Let's attack with both even. They will definitely block the Liberator. I don't see why. Oh, they chose not to. Maybe they are fearing some kind of a removal spell. No matter, of course, I'll just play this and I don't have to use the cellar thing here at all. But yeah, did start from the opponent. Turn 2 Creeper, turn 3 Organ Hoarder. With all the colors, I'm assuming they don't have more than 3 colors. And now this is an Axel Tough. Okay, they have these kind of mana producing capabilities with their stuff. Following Wilds. Well, I'm gonna make it into night. They easily double spell, but at least I can use the duel for dominance, perhaps. There's no point attacking, of course, now. I'll just get my green here right away. Let it be night. All my creatures got bigger. Let's see if that's gonna last for more than this opponent's turn now. They have 7 mana and 5 cards in my hand, so I'm guessing they're gonna double spell at least. Defenestrate. Yep. That is a creature without flying. It is dying now. And your next spell is more removal, perhaps. Sadly, I don't have the coven for this that would save it. So they just had 2 removal spells, and they still are having 3 cards in their left. And this is becoming smaller. So do I care about the Root Coil? They don't have anything with flashback yet, but don't know really. I don't care about removing those things. Midnight Ambush though. That might be... Don't have any zombies, sadly. Okay, let's do this. No attacks. Well, I won one opponent that had an Organ Hoarder. Maybe I can win another one too. If they have some kind of flashback spell, I'm gonna kill this immediately to prevent them getting amazing amount of value. So this thing... don't care about it too much. That's not a particularly interesting card at all. Okay, so how do I do this? I could make it into night again. Probably will. Don't need to use the crawl from the cellar quite yet. Let's see what they have. Can they double spell again, or can I start attacking with my Wing Stridders? I'm nowhere near having a coven here. Is this just really... They have a double casting black, they have blue-green 2-drops. I guess that's like a even mana base. So am I gonna take 2 here? I think I am. Because when this dies... Yeah, I don't care about it dying now. I take 2. Hopefully they don't get any card that deals some extra effect when I get dealt damage, but no, they did not. So I think I should kill the Rejuvenator. That is the card that actually needs to be killed. I guess I'm gonna use the -13, -13 here, because that's not going to always be giving that much. So I can do this, and they haven't played any spell. So let's see. they will play. I mean, they would have to play 2. They didn't play 2. So now I can attack for 6. They can attack back. But I can play my... I can play my crawl from the cellar, but I don't want it to become... I don't want it to become a day though, so I'm not double spelling. I have the Infernal Grasp and the Duel for Dominance up here, but I can take here now 7 points. But I'm winning the race here. I mean, it's possible this opponent as well is just not having a lot of spells. Maybe they still have. Okay, they are holding. Okay, they have a double spell here. So now it will become. It will become day. I'll take a bunch of damage now. 7 in fact. Well, they are playing it safe. I take only 2. Weird. That is weird. Why wouldn't they attack for more than... Okay then. The wolf can have a... But no, they left these things. I'm not using the grasp right now. Yeah, this thing will get dead touch, so I will have to use the infernal grasp for that. But I mean, I drew the bounding wolf. I have this instant. I don't need to play the liberator right now. I'll just pass the turn, make it night again. They don't have any flashback spells. If they, yeah, like I said, when they, I need to. Well, I still have the duel for dominance for that, so there is that. They're gonna attack with the strangler, and I'm gonna definitely just take it. So how does it work? So this thing, I mean, it says that they get to enter the creature or planeswalker and sacrifice a non-land permanent. Then that okay. So basically, you have to sacrifice the enchanted permanent. Yeah, you can't just keep letting it happen. So now I have the option to play the bounding wolf here, and I will block the pestilent wolf. I'll take that trade here. I don't have to now use the infernal grasp on the pestilent wolf. That is quite nice. I go to 14 and then I can attack with the wing shredders. With the double spell, sorry, the instant speed interaction I have, that's pretty nice. I mean, opponent seems to be having some trouble with you know, flooding out here. Wow, this is really crazy. Am I gonna, given the start they had, I've been so lucky here now again. I guess that's only 8 lands and I have what, 7. I have these big things here though. That is relevant. Revenge of the Drowned. Okay, well, they get a Decayed Zombie, they get to attack for a bunch of damage. Yeah, I will take action. Put on top. Yeah, sure. It's a big 6/6. Now, are they gonna attack for 10 now? Well, they can't attack with so many guys that they're gonna lose. Can they double spell? Oh, they... If I knew they'd have a land in hand, I would win the game. Without doing anything, but I'm afraid of taking all this damage here now. And then they have a way to double spell. Because if they double spell, this becomes 1 power creatures. I can't deal 6 in that case. So I feel the safer way to do things here is to just kill the Organ Horde. Take only, what, 7 here. And because if they still have a land, I still win here. Okay, they have something. They do have something. That's okay. That makes it a day. But now I'm at least at 7 and not on 4. So that was okay. So these things don't, of course, have any kind of vigilance. So there's no point attacking right now. I actually have to probably. No, with the Outland Liberator, I can actually destroy the aura here. Okay, I will do that. But I will in fact have to... With 7 mana I can't play the Hauler and... okay, this is actually a bit tricky. How do I do it? How many of these guys I'm gonna attack with? I could attack with one. That might be something I want to do here. I guess I can still take the 2 here. That's not an impossible thing. I could play the Hauler here. Have the Infernal Grasp, keep it up. Okay, fine. They can attack with these. Can I block 2 of their guys? I guess it's too risky. No attacks, no attacks. Alright, alright. Maybe the Liberator is. This is tough actually. I want to play the 4-5. It's such a big thing. Okay, I will do that. And now I no longer, if they attack with this, I guess I'll just take it. I mean, that's probably what I'm gonna do here. Because they're gonna enchant the Hauler and I don't wanna face that. Fine, yeah, let's do it like this. Okay. That's a flask. Okay, they didn't want to make it night. Yeah, of course, they played it now on their own turn. Yeah, like I said, I'll take 2. This is gonna be in the risky stuff, because especially because this makes me lose 2 life. But still, this has vigilance. I need a number of blockers here, of course, because if they like double block this guy, well then they will lose. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is fine. They might just jump block with the bait hook angler, but if they go for a double block, that would kill the Tireless Hauler. Okay, well that's actually a lot better, because now I don't have to play the grasp, so that means it also becomes night now. So they can't really attack with a lot of guys. I have 2 reach guys, so the flyer doesn't do anything. And now I'm going to just... okay, do they have a double spell here? Can they make it night, a day again? That has Coven, but I can block with all of my guys anyway. It's a close game. It's also a game which shows that Vengeful Strangler isn't that great. So this thing has the sacrifice ability no matter what. This has the attack ability too, but if I let this ability trigger in upkeep... why would they do that? Okay, I'm gonna have to block it, of course. If I let the ability trigger from upkeep, I still have to sacrifice and lose life, so that's just not gonna happen anyway. They must have some tricks, so maybe I should... Can they have a... they could have a Blade Brand, so the thing that gives death touch. They could have also a pump spell. That's the problem. If they have Blade Brand and I double block... Oh, but I have an Infernal Grasp here. Well, that's simple then. Right. Do it like this. They have a Startle. Yeah, it can be startled. Yeah, but they still lose the Storm Rider Spirit there. That's all fine. They just wasted the... But they did double spell, so it will become day again. And now, of course, I will have the... I will use the Frenzied Trap Breaker here to get rid of this thing. And now I could use the Infernal Grasp, but it doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense, so let's not do that. Another Flask. Oh, these are actually quite nice with all the werewolves I'm having here. Alright, so again, no point attacking with the Admirers here, but let's attack for 4 and let's see if they are now wanting to double block hit. Then I will be using Infernal Grasp. Just jump block, alright. Interesting, they are saving the Root Coil Creeper for something. Anyway, let's make it night. I'm close to winning. I mean, I only need them to draw an actual land, because they have been at 8 lands for a long time. Unless they have 1 land in their hand, of course. Now they don't get to double spell. I will get to play a Bounding Wolf here. They have only 2 blockers, so they're actually losing. Now I could use the Infernal Grasp here. I'm just not sure I want to. Because then they would have only 1 blocker here. But I will do it like this. Let's see what they have. Shadow Beast Sighting was a decent draw for sure, but they are losing unless they have a way to... I mean, they could have a bounce spell or something. I just didn't want to use the Grasp on a random small creature. They're losing both of their guys now. Then they have something for the Bounding Wolf. I still have the Grasp as a safety, you know, if they have some big flash creature that can do something nasty. I can kill it. I can afford to lose the 2 life, although I do have to keep in mind they have the Decayed Zombies here. So Fading Hope, return target creature to its own. Well, that will be returned, alright. That is a thing that happens. They don't. They do get to scry. It's a 3-mana creature, no matter which side is up. So they will scry, and of course, thanks to Arena Bug, I don't see the outcome, and this time it's actually quite relevant, because if I knew they leave a card on top, that would be a little bit different. So now if I used removal there, I might be winning, but oh well. I'm gonna play the Shadow Beast Sighting here. And I'm not gonna play another spell, I will leave it. I will leave the Infernal Grasp up. But yeah, I don't know how this cried now. But I'm still in a very good shape. I can block both Decayed Zombies. I have the Infernal Grasp here, and I have a very, very lethal attack. I mean, even if they make into a... If they can double spell now, which they might not be able to do with the land here. I have a very easy lethal with the 4 power guy, 3 power guy, and 4 power guy. This thing will have only 1 if they manage to double spell. Oh, look at this. They actually almost won here. Oh, they did actually... No, they do win here now. No, because I lose 2 life. So if I played the Bird Admirer, I would... Unless they make some kind of weird choice to actually give the other counter to the same zombie. That's my only chance. Wow. They had a Winterthorn Blessing. If I played the Bird Admirer, I would actually win here, because I would have a 3rd blocker, which would be enough. Now I can kill... Okay. Was I supposed to expect an effect like that? I just felt like it meant not making it... I mean, I knew they have... No, I mean, that was a really specific card, because these were not lethal attackers. They were 2/2 and a 2/2. I had 2 blockers. So they had 1 card that not only was able to tap down both of my blockers, also was able to give counters to their guys. So that was a really, really low odds scenario. But yeah, if I used the Infernal Grasp more offensively, I think I would have won. If I killed one of their blockers, they would be at 0 now. But yeah, I mean, if I would play specifically around the Winterthorn Blessing, I would have played the Bird Admirer there. Make it into a day. I still have the 4/4, 4/5, 3/2, couple of 1/4s. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was a mistake, but that was a pretty annoying end to the game, which was so close for me to win, but so be it. Okay, again on the play, a reasonable hand. with both colors this time. I don't need to get lucky with my mana draws. Let's get the forest right away. So I don't have a 3-drop, but I can play Olivia's Midnight Ambush perhaps to their potential 2 or 3 mana play. Or I can use the Might of the Old Ways if they have something like a 2-2 and they block. I definitely want to draw lands now to play my 4 and 5 mana cards. Okay, that wasn't exactly great. Another blue-black deck. Yeah, that previous game ending, that was a really low chance for them to win, given what they can draw there. Okay, that is something I will be happy to kill with this thing. Okay, come on, let's draw a land. Yes, that's good. So let's just focus on this game, not on the previous game, but yeah, that wasn't something I was expecting to lose. Given that they had only 4 power and I had 5 life and 2 blockers and the removal spell. That got eaten alive. Okay. So be it. Stinger. What is this deck? Am I gonna raise or am I going to be afraid that they have... Well, I guess I have the Infernal Grasp here. Because what I can do is block with the Pestilent Wolf. They use 3 mana for this thing. I use Might of the Old Ways and maybe get them that way. But it's just safer to do this. I mean, this will be annoying if they have some kind of an, vampire trigger. Vampire trigger. Okay, they have a Siphon Insight, sure. That is. So they get to look 2 cards, they exile one of them and they can play it whenever they want to. And then this will be Curse of Surveillance, right. So I can't even play the Infernal Grasp because I'm not killing the Voldering Stinger. Okay, this is... Alright, I really need a land now for the Tireless Hauler, I think. What got exiled here? I don't know, it was face down, of course. Just missed the play because they had no creature for the Infernal Grasp here. Yeah, they draw a extra card now. Okay, I got this. So let's hope they don't have a removal spell because this is very... I mean, look at their... I mean, weird. They play like a 1-drop red card, and then they have a Curse of the Surveillance. This is like all over the place. But so far they don't have removal for the Hauler. Soon they will have my defenestrate in here. Oh, they can't because I have only one of these. So that's not what they're holding. This works on defense too, but it doesn't have a first strike on defense. I have the Might of the Old Ways. So it's just going to be me attacking with both of these guys. Probably using the Might of the Old Ways to save the Pestilent Wolf. Or maybe I can use the Scroll from the Cellar here. Oh, they choose it that way. What does that mean even? Well, I'm gonna use the Scroll from the Cellar. So Infernal Grasp on that. Well, I will save that guy instead. So that maybe changes things a bit. Because I will use the Scroll from Cellar to get this Hauler back. That leaves me 4 mana. So Might of the Old Ways. Let's save the Pestilent Wolf here, that's the idea. And then kill the Infiltrator, and I can have the Scroll from the Cellar here, returning this thing. No zombies again, and then I have the Infernal Grasp still up. But problem is, of course, the Curse of Surveillance. Them getting rid of my 4/5, even if it was just a temporary solution, they are going to outdraw me in the long game, and they still have also this thing here, whatever it might be. I also don't really know why they play this 1-drops. This deck doesn't seem like they care about the 1-1, but I'm actually happy they have it because it's not really relevant right now. So they can... Okay, I have to kill now because this is gonna deal 2 damage to the Pestilent Wolf. So So it's the number of vampires they control, which is 2 currently. Sure. Can they save this thing? They have this thing up, so... Okay, so now it's only 1 damage. And they have Vampire Socialite. Right. Well, I have a defenestrate for that. They draw another card though, so... This is really bad. I mean, the fact that they are... drawing all those cards. So these are... So they are a vampire deck that has blue for Siphon Insight and the Curse of Surveillance. I guess that's the idea. It's a black-red splashing for blue. Card draw effects. Fair enough, fair enough. So how do I do it? Because I could defenestrate and Pestilent Wolf. That's one thing I can do. I can just play the Hauler. Maybe I will offer the trade here and play the Hauler. This thing has menace though. But they just snap trade here, which is fine. I guess all they need is time for the Curse of Surveillance here to do its thing. I don't actually even want to know their mana base because this... Okay, this can become a 4 power... What's that card they're having? Come on, let's see what it is then. They're of course having something, but I can still get it back with the Crow from the cellar. Or they can use it twice. This is not once per turn. Holy crap. I didn't actually... I thought it was once per turn. Okay, that was my mistake. That was really bad. I mean, there's no excuse there. That was just very, very bad. There is no excuse of any kind. I have no zombies here, so... Yeah. I mean, there was some cards in some other sets that have this kind of pump effect that's only usable once per turn, but I guess there's no really reason to limit this because it's such an expensive ability. I just lost... I mean, I did use the turn. Well, they used their turn for that. This is, by the way, the card they got from my deck. It was only a land. Anyway, I now have to discard a card. Wow. Well, it has to be the defenestrate. It can't even kill the flyer. I don't know really. Could this have been winnable? They can even block if they want to. They force me to use 3 mana and then I can't play anything. I'm losing to the Curse of Surveillance and my mistakes here. That's just no... I mean, they are just not ever running out of cards here and I can't do anything. I use 3 mana this turn and then I have nothing else to play. They still keep on attacking with this thing. This actually can... They can just, you know, start dealing damage with this thing. By pumping it even. I wasn't even going to have that much time left. But if I don't attack, they have a 3 power flyer here. And that's even faster. I guess I can play the Hauler then. Well, anyway, I of course got tilted to my stupid block there, but maybe it was just they got the blue aura, the curse there. I mean, yeah, the curse there, which is really, you know, basically, you know, they drew so many extra cards that the long game was so bad for me, and they were able to stall there with their interaction. So they just got so many cards that it was not gonna be a win for me. Okay, so let's try to pull it together, because this starts to be really annoying, because my draft success in the recent drafts hasn't been that great. I'm making stupid mistakes and I'm seeing my opponent having some great stuff against me, so I need to keep my cool now. Now this is a risky hand because it has 2 lands and a bunch of 3 mana cards, a 4 and 5 mana card. I have 1 2-drop, but if I can draw a 3rd land, I'm good to go here. I'm gonna keep it even though I'm on the play and I need to draw a land in 2 draw steps. And if it's in the latter, okay, 5-drop, exactly what I needed. I can't, yeah, that was a bad draw, definitely. This thing has a cold possession and okay, at least it is a 3 mana card, so I can play it once I find my land. But of course, if this is just, okay. It's gonna become night, it's 4/4 menace, I have nothing to do here, I play just, I mean, that was just, that's what happens when you don't care about. Pretty annoying draft there. And yeah, was it a premature concession? No, it wasn't. I wasn't gonna beat them. They had a 4/4 menace coming up. Even if I get the 3, it's just no point continuing there when I basically needed to draw the land ASAP. I did not, and that's it. I know my 1/4s would have been 3/5s when I get to play them, but even the 3/5s can't really block them many guys alone, and if I double block them with the wolf and the 3/5, they might have tricks and all that, so that was a really disappointing. I mean, all the losses were disappointing. The first one was the opponent having the very specific card, the blue-green uncommon that taps and adds counters, has flashback. And the second one was me. Well, basically the opponent getting the Curse of Surveillance and then having all the interactions, so they bought time, and I made a very stupid block. That was on me, completely on me. I don't know if I would have won still, but definitely would have had a better chance if I didn't make the block. Now they would have had 6 mana to do something else, probably play the flyer they had in their hand, making me discard, because in that world I wasn't going to block. But it would have still been better for me to have the 4/5 creature on the battlefield. And the last game, of course, I kept the 2-lander, which I think was worth it, because it was good if I get to draw the third land. It would have been able to play for the win here. But that didn't happen, and the opponent had the Werewolf 3-drop that became into a 4/4. Transformed into a 4/4. I also had 2 Sarits in the deck, and I drew it like once when it wasn't even that relevant. It was in the game, I ended up losing anyway, so I don't know. I'm still uploading. I don't want to be too kind of down here feeling. I'm still having fun when I'm drafting, and I don't think there was anything wrong with the deck. The games just went the way they went, and that's what happens sometimes, especially in best of 1. That said, I have had bad success in best of 3 too lately, but now it was a 1-3, and I will see you in the next video, which might be a sealed deck event, because I have the qualification for the weekend's qualifier, which is sealed in Innistrad Midnight Hunt, so I might have like one other practice run of that. That said, I am actually tomorrow evening quite busy, so there might not be a video on Thursday. It's possible. Depends on when I get home, if I have time to record a video, and it might be that I have only time for a draft, but I will see. Anyway, thank you for watching, and hopefully I can actually post some good results too, but at least you know I'm not cherry picking my drafts. I'm gonna just upload everything I record. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.